Speaking of king, I am reminded of another king, especially lately. Not King Han, the king of Bollywood, Michael Jackson, the king of pop. See, Michael Jackson and Shah Rukh Khan are kings, larger than life, who each have art which speaks to that level of stardom and what it can bring. Michael Jackson's song Billie Jean and SRK's film Fan. Let us normies get a peek at a whole other world. Hey, it's Amy. Talking kings, talking Bollywood, Irish American eyes, watching Indian cinema, dancing, always dancing to all artists and vibes, making me wanna move. Sorry. I'm in the zone. I'm all hyped up. A little breathless, blood pumping from researching. Here, let's go. Dancing shoes on, stylish thinking cap on, or a detective cap. In his 1988 autobiography, Moonwalk, Jackson says, "There never was a real Billie Jean. The girl in the song is a composite of people my brothers have been plagued with over the years. I could never understand how these girls could say they were carrying someone's child when it wasn't true. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. Mother always told me, be careful who you love, and be careful what you do, 'cause the lie becomes the truth." Jackson's biographer told a different story in his 1991 book, The Magic and the Madness. In it, he says that Billie Jean was inspired by real letters the singer received in 1981 from a woman claiming he was the father of her twins. Despite no reaction from Jackson, the woman continually sent letters before eventually escalating to sending a gun and a murder threat. Talk about a die-hard fan. Whew. She told me her name was Billie Jean as she caused a scene. But who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes and plans. So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. This story makes Billie Jean feel less like a vague pop myth and more like a warning about how obsession can mutate into threat. Compared with Fan, it shows the same dangerous pattern from the celebrity side. The star becomes trapped inside someone else's fantasy, and that fantasy escalates from attention to delusion, then coercion. If this account is right, the woman's letters are a textbook example of parasocial collapse. She treats an imagined bond as real, then tries to force Jackson to validate it. The gun and murder threat turn the fantasy into something violent, which is exactly what makes the story so chilling. It would mean Jackson is rejecting a false claim, but also trying to survive a delusion that has turned hostile. Fan dramatizes this danger, where a fan's identity is built around a celebrity. Every refusal seems personal. Every distance feels like injury. In both cases, the star is reduced to a target in someone else's private narrative. A smear campaign pushes a false story outward into public belief. Dangerous fandom pushes a fantasy inward until it becomes reality to the admirer. Each star has to defend the boundary between truth and projection. Look at the artists, the stars. Michael Jackson and Shah Rukh Khan both became symbols large enough to attract projection, imitation, resentment, and fixation. Once that happens, the celebrity's ordinary life shrinks. Private contact becomes suspicious. Normal relationships become hard to trust. Every interaction can be turned into narrative material. Fame does not just bring attention. It can make you vulnerable to other people's stories. What starts as "I love this star" can turn into "I deserve this star." And that is where things get messy fast. SRK famously said that he doesn't wear stardom as a tuxedo, but as a t-shirt, as opposed to Michael Jackson's bright, buckled leather jackets, high shine sequins, heavy gold braiding, and bedazzled single glove. No matter how someone wears their stardom, it's theirs to wear. Whereas your thoughts or beliefs about it is yours and only yours. Enjoy the fantasy or reality that is yours fully and completely, without damaging what belongs to someone else.